For most of human history, Antarctica was nothing but a blank space at the bottom of every map, a white void, the edge of the known world. And yet, in almost every ancient culture, there are whispers of a land beyond the southern seas, a place of light, ice, and forgotten gods. They called it many names. The Greeks called it Antarktos, the land opposite the north wind. The Egyptians spoke of a white gate at the edge of creation, and in older myths, from Mesopotamia to the Andes, the same idea returns. A world hidden beneath the ice, sealed away after a cataclysm. For centuries, these stories were dismissed as legend. But in the last 100 years, the white void has begun to reveal its secrets. In 1820, explorers first saw Antarctica's frozen cliffs, endless, lifeless, eternal. But modern satellites tell a different story. Beneath 2 miles of ice lie entire mountain ranges, deep valleys, and rivers that still flow in the dark. Scientists call them subglacial lakes, but the shapes beneath the ice don't look natural. Nature rarely builds in straight lines. Long before Antarctica was officially discovered, someone had already drawn it. The 1513 Peary Rice map, a surviving Ottoman chart, shows the Antarctic coast without its ice. Historians call it coincidence. But how could a 16th century sailor know the shape of land buried beneath miles of frozen crust? Unless the ice wasn't always there. The Book of Enoch speaks of the ends of the earth, where the great mountains of ice are, and beneath them, the prisons of the stars. To ancient eyes, those prisons were divine, or something far worse. Every ancient culture remembers a flood, not just of water, but of fire, darkness, and silence. The Sumerians wrote of gods fleeing south to the White Lands. The Mayans told of a shining city devoured by snow. The Vedas described a polar realm swallowed by darkness when the sun fell from its chariot. What if they weren't describing myth, but migration? Roughly 12,000 years ago, the poles shifted. The Earth tilted, and climates inverted overnight. The event wiped out entire species, flooded continents, and buried civilizations under instant winter. Maybe. A civilization fell with it. Beneath the Antarctic ice sheet lies a hidden ocean, sealed for millions of years, untouched by sunlight. They call it Lake Vostok, a body of water larger than some seas, trapped beneath 4 kilometers of frozen time. When Russian drills pierced its surface, the sensors detected heat and life. Samples revealed organic material and genetic codes unknown to science. Most say they are ancient microbes, but others whisper that something far larger moves beneath that lake. Some believe this is where the last survivors retreated, a civilization buried, preserved, waiting for the ice to break. Hidden, preserved, waiting. In 1938, a German expedition set sail for the southern ice. Officially, they were mapping unclaimed land. Unofficially, they were following ancient maps that spoke of warm valleys beneath the ice. They called the region Neuschwabenland. When their planes returned, they carried crates marked Artifacts, Origin Unknown. No one outside the party ever saw what was inside. A decade later, Admiral Richard Byrd led Operation High Jump, the largest Antarctic mission in history. 13 ships, thousands of men, dozens of aircraft. It was supposed to last months. It ended in weeks. Byrd reported fast-moving objects that rose from the water and attacked with blinding light. Official records cite weather malfunctions. Unofficial logs mention panic. After the war, he told a Chilean newspaper, "The greatest threat to humanity comes from the pole." Soon after, he never spoke of Antarctica again. Then came the Antarctic Treaty of 1959. 50-plus nations, sworn enemies during the Cold War, suddenly agreed on one thing: no one goes there without permission. Think about that. The same countries that couldn't share a border shared a secret. They say the treaty protects science, but science requires observation, and Antarctica remains the most restricted place on Earth. Perhaps it's not what's above the ice that they fear, but what sleeps below it. For decades, the ice kept its silence. But silence in nature never lasts forever. In 1997, the silence broke. A sound rolled through the Pacific, deep and alive. Scientists called it the bloop. Louder than any creature ever recorded. It wasn't an earthquake. It wasn't shifting ice. The pattern looked organic, as if the ocean itself had spoken. Its source? A point near Antarctica, above vast hollow chambers deep beneath the sea. Ancient texts warned of a day when the deep would break open, when what slept beneath would rise to meet the sky. The prophet Isaiah wrote, "The Lord will punish Leviathan, the fleeing serpent, the twisting serpent of the sea." To him, it was not legend, it was prophecy. In the book of Revelation, a beast rises from the sea with 7 heads and blasphemous names. For centuries, scholars called it symbolism. But symbolism doesn't leave echoes beneath the ice. Today, the ice melts faster each year. The seas rise, the storms grow stronger, and the ocean groans as if remembering its first breath. Maybe these are the signs the ancients feared. The sound of the world waking up. Or maybe it's just the earth turning again, forgetting our names like it always does. Whatever truth lies beneath Antarctica, it has waited longer than we've been alive. And if it ever rises again, we won't be the ones writing the next map. Maybe it's myth, maybe it's memory, or maybe it's a warning we were never meant to find. We search for monsters in the stars, but the oldest ones were born in the cold, right here on Earth. The ancients said that when the deep stirs, it is never without reason. And if the ocean still remembers their names, it may remember ours too. Until the ice breaks, all we can do is listen. Keep your minds open. And until we meet again.